Hello, everybody. Pippity pip pip. My house is crawling with children, much like the cockroach. They are everywhere. I got some inside making food. I got some outside at the pool. I should have what?
You chose to have children.
I did. What's your point?
They're gonna be here.
Those kiddos.
How it works.
Is it? Is it how it works?
It's where I live, so.
Is this where you live? Why don't you show everybody your new haircut?
I thought this was a private life. Like you have to do work.
This is my work. I'm working. Why don't you show everybody your haircut before I dive into today's story time? Hello, Tiffany. Hello, Kelly. How are you guys doing? Hello, 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 hello. Matthias got a haircut today for our trip. He is looking, what did kids say? Fresh? Fresh. He's looking fresh. What was that look? What was that face? Look at that fresh fade. You didn't give a wink, though. Rude. Hey, Gina. Hey, Carrie. So there's 4 in the pool, 1 in the kitchen. What are you doing? Did you just flex your pecs and look down at your pecs?
No, I was popping again.
Come over here and Terry Crews them into the camera.
It's only after a good chest bump. I hate to give it a hand.
Hey, Kristen. Hey, Michelle. How are you guys doing? How are you doing? Hello, Jennifer. How's everybody doing? So, I wanted to pop on today and spend some very specific time, hey Carol, hey Roxana, talking specifically about our kids, the internet, social media, their cell phones, their gaming systems, their bad habits. Because you're involved in this. I'm constantly, we have so many jobs as parents, and one of the biggest jobs we have because of technology and social media is trying to make sure that they're doing the things that they're supposed to be doing and not doing the things that they're not supposed to be doing. Facts. Thank you. Facts, as my 16-year-old says. Facts. And one of those things is checking up on their digital addictions.
Oh no, did you find my Grindr account?
Okay. It's hilarious. This kid's got jokes. Oh my gosh, this kid's got jokes. Okay, so but here is the thing, and I feel so passionate about this because I have 3 kids. I live in the world that is social media and is online. And I fell in love with Bark technology years ago. My kids are 16, 13, and 11. And it is such a crazy... The only thing that I can liken our technology and social media to is if you watch Stranger Things, it's the upside down. Okay, so if you don't watch Stranger Things, you're probably not going to get that reference. But technology and social media and raising kids in this is basically the upside down. It is scary. It is unbelievably scary. And I'm not here to scare the crap out of you, but I'm here to tell you that as a parent, as a person who does live their life on social media and in this technology, I can tell you that I need help. I need help with my kids. I need an extra set of eyes. So one of the things that, and Bark monitors so many different things. So an Oculus came into our house, right? Over Christmas. With Bark Home, you can control the Wi-Fi, you can set limits, set boundaries, you can tell them when they can be on, when they can't be on, what time their devices the Wi-Fi gets shut off from their devices. It monitors text messaging, it monitors social media accounts, especially when your kid tries to set up a social media account or download an app that you didn't give them permission for, because then you get an alert. So it doesn't matter if I'm 2,000 miles away, I'm getting an alert that my kid is trying to download an app that I didn't say that they could download. And then that's a phone call real quick. Yes, we do have Bark on Matthias as well. He's not super happy about it, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Why? We pay the bills, okay? He wants to have a cell phone. He's going to have a cell phone based on what we say he's going to have that cell phone for. So, #facts to the 16-year-old in the room. But it is so important. Why? Because it is so easy to get into every single thing these days. This is not like when we grew up and your parents may have had to go into a bedroom to look for a mattress, for a magazine under a mattress. They don't need that anymore because it is right there on their phone, okay? What is it that we talked about last time? Every road on the internet leads to Cardi B's vagina. I'm pretty sure that's #facts as well. Every road on the internet. Every road leads to Cardi B's vagina. #facts. Okay? So we have to watch that. We have to make sure. And one of the big things, and I just saw a docuseries about this. And I don't remember which one it was on, which streaming service. But there was a group of girls in a small town up in the Northeast, and they all started getting these text messages and these friend requests, not text messages at first, it was friend requests on Facebook from a mutual friend who then started sextorting them. Okay, and if you've not heard of this yet, it's called sextortion. And I don't know if I said the verbiage correct, but it's basically this guy was messaging them on social media and befriending them and then telling them that he had dirty pictures of them. And if they didn't send more dirty pictures, he was going to take over their social media accounts and post all of these dirty pictures. Okay? And it's crazy. And so these kids are 14, 15, 16, 17 years old. And it was crazy because all of a sudden they're doing this to try and not have their stuff posted up online. And it's insane. It's crazy, right? And they're kids, so they don't want to go tell their parents. So they're embarrassed. They don't know what's going on. So they're doing this. And then it's like, oh my gosh, they didn't have anything of yours. But you sent this now they do. And now oh my gosh, it's insane. So this has been happening more and more and more and more and more. More and more and more. And so you have to be able to monitor these things. Because when I get an alert, it tells me that this alert has to do with inappropriate language, self-harm, depression. I mean, it literally goes through. It reads their emojis. And that's the other thing is the emoji usage. Like, we don't even know the things that these kids are saying because I don't know what that emoji means, right? But Bark actually has these really cool, I would call them printables, but they're just like PDFs. And it gives you like an emoji class. And it tells you like, kids are using this emoji right now, and it means this. Like, I didn't realize that. What does it mean if you send send an emoji of pasta to somebody? Yes, you do. What does it mean?
I'm being serious. I don't know what you're talking about.
Matthias, David.
I am being so serious.
A picture of an emoji of. I didn't say you did. I think you know what it means, though. What does it mean if somebody sends a pasta emoji?
What does it look like?
Like a bowl of noodles. What is that asking for? What is it asking for? Sophia, do you know what it's asking for?
I don't think that's appropriate to say.
But you know what it is. Go ahead and say it. Tell him he's allowed to say it. What does it mean if you send somebody an emoji of a bowl of pasta?
You're hungry?
No. That's not what it means. Do you know, Matthias? Yes, you do. Why don't you tell me?
I think so, but I'm not going to say it if it's wrong.
It's not that. It doesn't mean you want Italian tonight.
Marinara for dinner.
What does it mean, Matthias? You're allowed to say. You're allowed to say. Go ahead. You're allowed. I'm giving permission.
Oh, you gotta brush the side, buddy.
Yes, you guys are.
That side looks.
Impasta? Lucy says no. No. They don't know what it means.
This side's longer.
It means send nudes. Nudes, aka noodles.
Oh.
Dave was like, does that mean you're making me pasta for dinner? No. It means send nudes. You'd rather have noodles. Agreed. But we're old. Okay? We're old. These kids are young. Can I help you with something?
Do you have my card?
Your what?
Card.
What card?
To get to the pool.
You're in a pool. It's in my wallet. I don't, oh my gosh. Dawn, hungry for spaghetti.
Can we have pasta for dinner?
So these emojis that they're sending to each other, and this goes into that sextortion thing, it's this whole language that they've created. And Kathy, why would we have any idea? Because if somebody sent me a bowl of pasta noodle, I would say, pasta sounds great. Where do we want to go? Carrabba's? To the Olive Garden? Okay? That's what I would say. That's what I would say. But it's crazy. And
Mom, you know
now,
what you send back? You send picture colors of nudes. Like a color palette of nude colors.
nobody's ever asked you for that.
No.
Fighting. Then be fighting. I'd be fighting with them kids.
Fight Raj.
I'd be fighting. Shh, no, you can't say names on here. Turd bucket.
Please stop. I just ran a 5K.
Stop. But it is so, guys, it is so hard to live in this world with this technology while raising kids with all of this craziness going on, okay? And Bark is so good at helping us monitor those devices. It is, everybody is making noodles for dinner now. But seriously, and you can use, I've been a partner with Bark for a couple of years now, and they gave me a 20% off for life code and link in here. So you can head over and you can get 7 days free, set it up, try it out, work it all out, get it on the devices, give it a go, and then it is 20% off for the life of the subscription. A peach is not a peach. An eggplant is not an eggplant. Those might be the only two that I knew. Okay. But then when I got down, to getting on Bark and learning what these emoji codes were, I was shocked. I had no idea what these emojis meant. What's a dump truck mean?
You don't know what a dump truck means?
What does it mean?
Big butt.
Big butt.
Got a dumpy.
You got a dumpy. Why on earth would we know that? You got a dumpy. I don't even understand these kids. But the good thing is you don't have to understand it. You can get this on their phones, on their devices.
They have a flyer. Someone asked if they educate you on what they are.
Yes, they have flyers. That's what I'm saying. They have PDFs. A big butt. Why are you looking at me like that?
Can I get pasta and then are you a dump truck?
No, Dave. What is wrong with you?
I don't know. I got excited for a second.
Oh.
I don't know if the pasta or the dump truck was more exciting.
The pasta. But yeah, so it's insane. But that's the thing is we have to be there to help be that for our kids because there is no other option. The technology isn't going to go away. Social media isn't going to go away. I don't recommend that your kids have social media until high school. That's the rule in our house. That's what we're keeping it at, 9th grade. I just don't think that it's something that they need. It's my personal preference, but I still monitor text messages. I'm monitoring their web activity. My son is on the Oculus, so the Bark Home is going to monitor what's going on. I don't let him take his device to other houses because I don't know what they're monitoring over there. And my guess is that on their Wi-Fi, it's going to be different. So I don't do that. Does it work with Apple products? Yes. It works with Androids. It can monitor all of these things, set limits, set filters. A lot of times Matthias will get flagged for inappropriate language. Now,
ridiculous things that aren't even bad.
well, they're what do you call it? Like LOL. What is it called?
LMAO, LMAO.
Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous.
Right, but it knows what LMAO means, so it flags it for inappropriate. But do I yell at you for that? Do I yell at you for, look, he's 16. You want to text the F word to your friends back and forth? Go for it until you're blue in the face. I don't really care. I'm not talking to you about those things, and I'm not checking those text messages because that's your private thing. There was one that, do you want to come and sit and have a conversation about this? Listen, what I'm saying is it's important. We need an extra set of eyes. I'm not in reading my kids' text messages just for fun. If I get an alert, I take a look at that specific alert, and if I feel like I have to go further, then I go further. But it is, you know, as the boomers say, my house, my rules, my money that's paying for the cell phone. You have to set up these boundaries. Okay, the upside down is scary, and they don't understand how scary it is because they're 16 and 13 and they think they know everything, and they don't. And these things, you do. Well, what did you just say? What did you just say?
I said I have to poo.
You didn't say I have to poo. You said, yes, I do. You big old dump truck. No, I don't want to see your dump truck. Oh my God, this is my life. 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 But what is important is that we take the time to dig deep into these potential problems that our kids are going to be exposed to. It is a big deal. Hey, Ramona, how are you? Somebody is very upset because somebody is currently not swimming while there are children who are. And I'll give you one guess as to who's upset about that. Summer is tough for Ruth because if she doesn't get invited out to the pool, she's very angry. Right, and this is about us taking an active role in the world that we live in, okay? This isn't a come home when the streetlights turned on kind of life anymore. It's not. And I have news for you. Even if your kids never leave the house, they're out all across the globe the second that they have that phone or that device in their hands. That is the God's honest truth. They can go anywhere, be anywhere, and see anything without ever leaving the house. Without leaving the house, they can travel to all sorts of different places. And places you don't want them to travel because there's no turning back. And you can't unsee it, okay? Yes, Karen, they absolutely do. They are able to manage self-harm. They have had a decrease. They saw, and I don't want to give you the exact percentages and things like that because I don't have it in front of me, but they were able to monitor text accounts and decrease rates of suicide because parents were able to intervene in self-harm situations where kids were texting other friends about potentially overdosing or doing a self-harm act, and as well as texting about violence at school. So it is so important that you as a parent take the reins, hey Gina, and you monitor this because it is such a big part of their lives, of our lives, and they're being raised differently. There's no two ways about it. It absolutely is a completely different world than we grew up in. And so I absolutely love Bark. I will shout it from the rooftops always. I think it is something that we need. I think all the schools should have it. I think it should be.
They have stuff like that.
They do, and there are lots of schools that do use Bark. So I think it is very, very important that we spend some time to talk about these big, overarching conversations that we have to have, not only with our kids, but with each other as parents to help each other out. They live, Kimberly, you're 100% right. They live on those phones. That's where they live. So you wouldn't be opposed to having a neighborhood watch. You wouldn't be upset if a group of neighbors got together and said, we're going to patrol the streets to make sure it's safe. So why would you be opposed to having something on the devices that are doing that for you? That extra set of eyes. Yeah, that's another good one. Watch The Girl from Plainville. I think it's on Hulu or Netflix. Yes, and that was about the case where the teenage girl and the teenage boy were texting back and forth, and he talked about committing suicide repeatedly, and she actually encouraged him to do it. It was a big national court case. She was found guilty, but was sentenced. It was a very light sentence. And then there were a rash of these cases after that where people were texting about suicide and suicidal thoughts, and people were encouraging that activity, which is just mind-blowing. But you will get those notifications, and you will know what's going on. So check it out. There's a link in here. This gives you a 7-day free trial. This also gives you 20% off for life, the life that you have the subscription. I don't know. I don't know what I would do as a parent in terms of this space if I didn't have an extra set of eyes, because it's one thing to do a random phone check, but to know that somebody is always in the background and checking and monitoring and setting these things up, it gives you a lot of peace of mind. It really and truly does. And and my kids know, we all sat down, they came to the computer, we set it up at my desktop. I said, bring me your phones. I plugged them all in. I did the whole download thing, upload thing. I don't know all the techie words. Yes, the kids, well, no, you don't know when I get an alert, right? Until I tell you. Yeah, he doesn't know that I get an alert, but when I get alerts, I check them out. And if I have to have a conversation, the next step is to have a conversation. But I think the world of Bark. I think what they're doing is amazing. I think it's such a great service, to provide for parents and for our kids. Because it's needed, and I just think it's amazing. So I will continue to sing their praise. Do you guys allow your kids, and I'll ask this in here, I wonder if there's a way to do a poll while we're in here. Let's see, create a new poll. Will it let me create a poll while I'm in here? Ask a question. Do you let your kids keep their phone in their room overnight? In their room overnight. All right, so let's see. Option 1, yes. Option 2, no. Let's see. Save poll. Does it give you a poll? Launch. See what that does. You launched a new poll. I don't know if that works. I've never tried this feature before. Obviously, you can answer in here. Yes or no? Do you let them keep their phones overnight? Is it asking you these questions? I gotta get better about this. No phone in the room at night. Yes, no. Yes, it worked. Yeah, so somebody just said, I got a bullying alert, and my kids will get bullying. I will get bullying alerts from my kids texting each other because they will call each other turds or buttholes or things like that. Now, you can filter what you get alerted for based on language and other parameters. And they're saying here, and Bark is in here right now, and they're like, here's how you can adjust the sensitivity, because that's another thing that you have control over. Yes. So I wish I hadn't allowed the phone in the rooms overnight. Okay. Well, change it now. I feel ya. No electronics in the room at all. Wow, way to go. Maybe I should have the phones be only out here. Matthias is looking at me. He's like, you're ruining my life. Yes, and that's the other thing too is there are bedtime parameters set. So Wi-Fi shuts off. And it's like, you can play solitaire. You can't get on the interwebs. So it's just an amazing technology that will help us with all of the upside down technology that's out there. So I love them. I think you'll love them. If nothing else, you can give it a try for 7 days. And then if you want, you can subscribe, get a subscription plan, 20% off for the life that you have it, which I think is amazing that they're offering that up to us. I love them. I think you will love them. I know lots of you have gotten Bark since I started talking about it a couple of years ago. And for us, it truly has been a game changer. I love the fact that when I'm out of town, I still get notified. I love the fact that my kids know that there are rules and we follow the rules. And that's what we're doing. And they know that if they break the rules, the phone, the tablet, the Oculus, the game, the whatever is gone. And Brian has had a hard time because he's lost technology on multiple occasions because of of trying to go. I finally had to set timers because he was not, we would say 1 hour and 2 hours later we find him still living in the metaverse, and it's like, nope, we're done now. Now we're going to have to set limits. It's going to automatically shut off. So there you go. But I just want to say that I love them and you will too. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Have a very happy, what day is it? Very happy Wednesday. Use my code Meredith. Click the link in here. Share this with any of your friends that have kids in this age range that are using their tablets or their phones or their devices. Check it out. Do your own research. Ask questions. Feel free to ask me questions. I'll be live again tomorrow, and always happy to talk about Bark and what they do and the service that they provide, because I love them and they are my neighborhood watch for my neighborhood kids. It's kind of weird because they're actually my kids. They're not just my neighborhood kids, but if my house were the neighborhood, they'd be my kids. All right, you guys have a great day, and I will see you all later. Bye, guys.